or local and international transactions, and local and international web payments. So if you have a business and you want to give services to people overseas but want an easy way for them to pay, this system is very easy to implement into your existing website, and you can create a payment option for people all over the world. The system setup consists of 4 groups. In the center we have the GSM credit system, and the GSM credit system runs on our servers. And we have banks. Banks, they manage the bank accounts on which the money that covers the GSM credits is stored. We have mobile users or clients. Those are people like you and me. And then we have the businesses. And businesses are split into 2 groups. We have agents and merchants. Agents work together with us to interest other businesses to use the system as a payment option, and merchants are businesses that accept GSM credits as a payment option and also sell credits. Now, GSM credit transactions. If you want to do a transaction with the system, you need the credits. But to have the credits, you got to buy the credits. Now, how do you buy the credits? First, the credits are bought by the businesses who want to accept the credits as a payment option so they can sell them to their customers. If you have a food business and you want to start delivering food, but you want the food to be paid beforehand, you can use this system. All you gotta do is contact us. You do a deposit to the bank account of the system. The system sees this payment coming in and sends credits to your mobile account. And the mobile account is a GSM number based account and is specifically for your business. And you can resell these credits to your customers, and whenever they're at home or at work and they want to have food delivered to their house, ordered at your business, all they gotta do is order the food or order the service, send a payment instruction to the system, and the system completes the transaction. And how the mobile users or clients buy the credits is they come to your store. If you accept or sell GSM credits, they hand over money, and you can either give them a voucher so they can top up their account by themselves, or you can electronically top up their mobile account, and from then on they can just pay. So in the first option, the merchants or the businesses that use the system buy credits at the provider, and in the second option, the clients buy the credits at the businesses or the merchants to use them. Then we have paying with credits. Now, to pay with credits, all you gotta do is connect with the system, make contact with the server, and you do that in 2 ways. If you just have a mobile phone, you can download the mobile application, and it uses Wi-Fi and mobile data, or you can contact the system via SMS, and we have certain SMS commands. I will show you the format of a payment command later on in the presentation. And if you send a command to the system via SMS, the system sends a reply back to you to confirm that you are the person that sent the first SMS. And if you forward the same message which has a automatically generated transaction verification code back to the system, then the transaction is fulfilled. And the businesses or the merchants that use the system get a free web interface from which they can do all their transactions, and see all the incoming and outgoing transactions within your business, and also have financial administration which they can keep track of. Now we have exchanging credits for the people who say, okay, somebody paid me with credits but I need money. All you gotta do if you're just a mobile user, just a client, is go to a merchant who is willing to exchange the credits. So take the credits off your hands and give you money, or go to a special merchant which we have a special contractual relationship with, that they will exchange the credits into money at all times. And we call that the client exchange. And we also have a way for businesses or companies that use the system to easily change the credits into money. And we call that the payout. And how they do that is in the web interface that we give them, we have a payout option, and all they gotta do is click on it, give up the amount they want to have paid out, and what the system does is block off the amount of credits that they want paid out and does a bank transaction to the bank account of the company. And as soon as the bank transaction is fulfilled, the credits that were blocked off are deleted. And we call that the payout option. And you get a message from the system that the payout has been done. Now, the transactions are fulfilled in GSM credits, and these can be any kind of currency, SRDs, euros, US dollars, or for your business, special business credits. We have for REKEMO International, we have the REKEMO International Software GSM credits. And GSM credits are sold, so you need to buy them before you can use them, and they are exchangeable into money. Now for the interactive demo. I'll cover the SMS payment format. I'll have a payment demonstration, and then we'll have a payment exercise. Now, the payment format is a special command that you can send to the system via SMS. And we work with surfer numbers, and that is to have one number to which you need to send an instruction for every region. So for our test system, because we're working in the test system today, we won't be working in the real system. For the test system, we have the surfer number 2525. And in the real system, the surfer number is 0100. And for Europe, it can be 3131, for example. And the payment command consists of 4 basic instructions. We have the transaction type, which can be R, S, or F. R stands for receiver pays, S stands for sender pays, and S stands for 50/50. And what they pay is the transaction costs, because the system needs to keep itself up to date, needs to be secured at all times, and it needs money to do that. And we get that money from transaction costs. Our goal is to keep the transaction costs at as low as possible. Then you have the recipient mobile number. That's the person you're going to pay, or the business you're going to pay to. They have a mobile account, and that is a GSM number. We have the currency plus the amount, and the currency is usually a three-letter code. And the description. The description isn't needed in the transaction, so you can just dismiss that if you don't have a description for your transaction. And a good command will look like this. R for receiver pays, the mobile number, plus 597 is the country code, SRD is the currency, this is the amount, and this is the description. And the system has a quick command option, and that's for local payments. If you do a local payments, you can exclude the transaction type, and the system automatically says the receiver pays. You can exclude the country code because it's a local transaction, so the system already knows that. And the local currency for Suriname is SRD, so you can also exclude the currency. So all you have to do is put in the number you're going to pay to and the amount. And you send that to the local server, and you get a reaction from the system, which you need to forward back to the system to complete the transaction. And our local server works for all the 3 mobile providers, Telegy, Unica, and Digicel. And this payment shall be done in a few minutes. I will show you how a payment is done via SMS. And now I'll have a payment demonstration of a web interface for a business. Every business that is associated with the system has a special web interface, and I'll show you what it looks like now. This is the web interface, and here you see the name of the business. This is the Ministry of Education and Development, and here we see the logo of the business. Here you can see that we're in the GSM credit system, and this is the home screen. And in the home screen is also the payment option for the businesses. So if you're going to pay another business, or you're going to give credits to a customer to say save up as bonus points, then this is where you're going to do the payment. Here you put in the mobile phone number, the amount, the currency from a drop-down menu, the transaction type from a drop-down menu, and a comment. And we're going to do a payment, and we'll put in my mobile phone number. That's +597 873 7356, and we'll say the amount is 200 SRDs. And let's say that the sender pays the transaction costs, and the comment is payment. Now we click on submit information, and the system asks us to check if all the information is correct. This is so that you don't do wrong payment, because if you're hasty, you can fill in a wrong number, for example, or a wrong amount. So the system asks you to check it first. And I've checked the information is correct, and I will submit the information. And if you look at outgoing transactions, then the transaction is here. You see the date of the transaction, the recipient, the amount, the currency. It is a web-based instruction, and it's a local transaction from where the sender pays. And if we switch to the other tab, I get a notification that a certain business has transferred a certain amount to my mobile account. And from there, I can say, okay, this is a correct payment, and I can leave it like that. Or if I know that I'm not supposed to receive the payment, I can let the system know, or let the business know, that they made a wrong payment. Then we go back to the presentation. The previous slide, this is a payment comment, and I'm going to do this payment, and and I would like somebody's mobile account number. And I'll show you what the payment looks like. So I have a problem with the internet connection in here right now, so I pretty much can't show you what it looks like. But if we switch back to the presentation, this is the exact instruction that I've typed in on my mobile phone. And what I need to do now is send it to the system, and that's to the number 2525. That's the local testing server. And if you listen closely, I get a text message back. And the text message has a certain format. It has a very long transaction verification code. This code can't be copied. It's auto-generated, and it's unique for every transaction. And it has my payment instruction. And if I click on it, forward it back to the server, that is 2525. I click on send. Then the gentleman will receive a notification that I just paid him 2 SRDs, and I get a notification that the transaction was successful. So while he's waiting for the text message, if it's the correct number, we'll continue with the next part of the presentation, and that is a payment exercise. Does everybody here have a mobile phone? Can you please get out your mobile phones? So we're going to send 2 text messages. The first text message is BEURS, that is BEURS, and we will be sending the message to the number 2525. And it doesn't matter which mobile provider you have, you can just send it to 2525. So the text you're going to send is BEURS, B-E-U-R-S. For the test server, the amount you pay now is 15 cents, but you will get a prepaid calling card after this. So don't worry about it. And if you texted BEURS correctly, you will get a reply that we've put 9 SRDs on your account. Is that correct? You've received 9 SRDs. And with the 9 SRDs, we will cash a mobile card. And since we're very generous, this is for a 3 SRD card, but we won't do that. We will give you 5 SRDs. So instead of texting B3, you gotta text T3, that is T for Tommy. So if you text T5 to 2525, you'll get a 5 SRD prepaid calling card code, which you can then use to top up your calling account. So now that you've seen how you can do a transaction with the system, I have one thing to say about this transaction. This is a special command that we've programmed into the system, and that is for the calling card store that we have for our own business, where people can buy calling cards via SMS. And this is a special command, the B3. If somebody sends B3 to the server already knows this code is for a $3 calling card or a 5 SRD calling card. And this can be done for your business also. So if you have a business and you don't want people to struggle with long payment commands, we can also implement this for you. That's the power of the system. You can lay in bed, just wake up, say, oh, I forgot to top up today, they have bonus. Just send a text and you get the card delivered right to your mobile phone. And that's the power of the system. And people who have a business, people who say, I want to expand my business, I want a greater customer base, I want to go overseas with my services, you can use this system to accept your payments. If you want to give services to people in the interior, you can use this system because they don't have to be near you to pay you. All they need is a mobile phone and they can pay. They have a mobile phone, they put credits on them, and they can pay you at any time. And if you say, okay, now I want my money on the bank, then you just ask for a payout, and then you get the payout on your bank account. Now, my question to you is, or our question to you is, how can we successfully implement this system in your daily activities?
I want to cite a little bit from a report from the Suriname National Technology Program of a few years ago. Then we go to the state of education, and I warn you that the state is very bad at the moment, but there are ongoing improvements to end in a positive way. Okay, understanding its wealth and building up new horizons, that was the main message of the policy document and action plan from 2007. I think it is very interesting because it describes all the sectors of the Suriname economy and addresses all the potentials that there are. I will not go into all the details, but you can read the sheets later and eventually the whole report. But there are a few common conclusions in this report. It recommends to apply high-tech in all the sectors of the Suriname economy, all. It also recommends to let grow the make industry. There is too little make industry. We have services and we are importing, but we don't make things ourselves, and that should be well, that should grow. That's very important for a healthy economy. And Suriname should maintain a healthy balance of resource exploitation, and that has to do with especially the natural resources of the tropical rainforest, the extraction possibilities for timber and minerals, and tourism possibilities. So it also address the fact that the whole country, the whole population should be involved in the economic development and not the coastal area alone. But then the state of the education. Here are figures of the census of 2012. There are some issues around the data, but let's assume that this is correct. The errors will be small, I guess. It tells us that of all the people of 15-year-old and more, they have about 10% no education at all, or only the pre-primary school. 32% have only the primary school. 30.2% have the junior secondary school, MULO or LBGO, while everybody knows that LBGO for most of the students has no exit strategy. Eh? You cannot do anything else in the education world. So this is a big problem, because